episode is brought to you by the app Appsident. Do you like apps? I sure do. But what I don't like is how many apps I have. Why can't there be an app that combines all of your apps into one app? Presenting Appsident, the only app that was made on purpose and by accident at the same time. The programmers who developed Appsident were all Silicon Valley meth addicts who were on a week-long bender and thought this would be a good idea. And 4 out of 7 of them have since gotten the help they needed. So how does the app work? Well, let's say you open the app and you're on your email. You're reading emails, composing emails, and then bam, Appsident. Suddenly you're being prompted to sign into your bank account app. Then boom, Appsident. It's voice memo time. Hope you have something important to record. Then bing bang boom, Appsident. It's your health insurance app. Uh-oh. Looks like you still have $1,800 to go until you've reached your max out of pocket. You know what they say. Accidents happen. Appsident, combining all of your apps, one accident at a time. Today, I am delighted to be joined by our guest, Kat Soriano, who is a New York City-based stand-up comedian and photographer. Kat, welcome to Everybody Whispers.
I'm happy to be here.
So you're New York born and raised.
That's right.
What part of New York City?
I'm from the Bronx.
From the Bronx, okay. And you went to school in the Bronx as well.
I did. I was the only Asian kid
The only Asian kid.
in every elementary, middle, and high school.
Throughout all of every...
Yeah.
What was that like?
I got called Chinese a lot.
But you're not Chinese.
I'm Filipino.
Yes. And
I didn't really know what I was for a while, because everyone called me Chinese, so I thought I must be Chinese.
Well, I mean, that couldn't have felt good. That couldn't have felt good.
I pushed the kid down the stairs once,
Okay, good. You stand up for yourself.
and then no one called me Chinese again.
Good, okay. And so your parents are from the Philippines. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one brother.
Okay.
He's 2.5 years older than me.
What does he do, if I may ask?
He plays video games. So we're very successful.
Well, I would say you're very successful because I've seen your stand-up. You're hilarious. I've been so lucky to perform with you. You've hosted several shows that I've been on, and, you know, I gotta say, like, you know, I can't speak for other comics, but when I know you're hosting, I know I'm gonna be taken care of, so.
Oh, 100%. I like to make comics feel like they're home.
What is the most, because, you know, I think people don't realize, I've only hosted a few times. It's very difficult.
I like hosting more.
You do?
I think so.
Why do you like hosting more?
I get to use a little bit of critical thinking in terms of the lineup, and it just feels like very motherly a little bit to watch everybody and make sure everyone's on time. And a lot of the time, some people run the light, and then I feel annoyed like a mother. I'm like, if they do it again, they're gonna get a spanking.
You have a show now that you're producing, which I absolutely love the name of it, and I told Ryan this as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Dempsey.
That's my best friend.
He's your best friend?
I've known him for 14 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
15 now, I think.
Very cool.
We went to high
Big
school.
fan of Ryan's. Does he prefer Rye or Ryan?
I don't like rye. I think it's dumb, but he keeps putting it on flyers, so I think he's rebranding.
Call him Rye. I'm a big fan of Rye as well. And you guys have a show called Not a Bringer. Tell the audience why you named it.
We were at the stand, and we've always wanted to produce a show together. And we were like thinking about names. And as most comics know, bringers are really difficult because you start to lose friends. So bringers, you have to bring people to perform. And there was one show where a comic had came, and I love this comic. He's so funny, but he didn't bring anyone. So I had to break the news to him that he can't perform. And it was really heartbreaking for me. So I was like, we've got to change a little bit of that culture. I'm like, it's the producer's responsibility to bring an audience, and it's the comic's responsibility to just make people laugh. So, not a bringer became a thing. A lot of the audience members have no idea what that means, but comics do, and I think they enjoy it.
Yeah. When I saw that you started that, I was so happy to see that.
It's so difficult.
What's that?
It's so difficult to produce.
Yeah, but I think that it's great that you're doing that, and you're right. I think that it's already hard enough, doing comedy, that to add the pressure of needing to bring people out and to kind of alleviate that side of it and let the comedian just focus on what they're doing is great.
It gives them more space to breathe and just do their own jokes, and also they can take more time focusing on making an audience laugh that don't know them.
Yeah.
If you bring your friends and then they've already heard those jokes because you probably brought those friends to 5 other bringers before.
Amazing. So, Not a Bringer, and it's on Instagram at Not a Bringer.
At Not a Bringer.
We're gonna play a game.
Okay.
It's called Hypothetically Speaking. I'm gonna pose a hypothetical situation to you, and you're gonna tell me how you would react in the situation.
Okay.
So, hypothetically speaking, let's say this girl followed you on Instagram, and you realized you were going to see a show that she was performing in a few days. So you slide into her DMs and say, "Hey, I think I'm seeing a show you're in," and she's like, "Oh, dope! You should come say hi after the show." And you're like, "Say less," and she's like, "Bet," right? And this girl is super cute, so you're all excited, and you meet her after the show, and you're like, "So what else you got going on?" And she's like, "I wrote a book," and you're like, "I would love to read the book," and she's like, "Well, the link to order the book is in my Instagram bio," and you order it, but you realize the book is about menstruation, and so by now you've agreed to read the book, and you say to yourself, "I gotta read the book so I can maybe learn about menstruation, and also I can hit her up after I read it and ask her to get a cup of coffee so we can discuss it, because again, you think this girl is super cute, and reading the book is a great follow-up for a potential date." So let's say you read the book and you run into a friend of yours who knows the girl too, and you tell her about this entire situation and how you've committed to reading the book about menstruation because you think it might actually help you get a date with this girl. And the friend says, "Oh wow, did you know she has a boyfriend?" And you're like, "Nah, I didn't. Is it serious?" And she's like, "Super serious. They've been together forever. They're practically married." So hypothetically speaking, would you ever read a book again? It's not a real situation. It's
sure, but hypothetically speaking, it depends on how cute she is. I probably would read it again, just to plant the seeds,
Just would you read any book again after such
ever again?
Yeah.
Any book?
Yeah.
She scarred every single book for you.
Hypothetically speaking, yeah.
Does that include Instagram captions? Can you just
Oh,
read?
you can read those.
Can I do audiobooks?
Sure.
I'll pretend to read a book so people think I'm smart, but
Great.
maybe
That's
I'll
all we
stop.
need.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Thank you. You just played hypothetically speaking. Thank you so much.
That was fun. Is that how you slide into people's DMs?
I actually don't slide at all anymore.
Do you jump?
I don't slide. I will, once in a while, I might saunter into a DM. I might traipse nervously into a DM, but I won't fucking slide. I don't fucking slide. No. Do I look like someone who could slide comfortably into anything?
You look like you crawl into DMs.
I will once in a while, I might chasse into a DM. I might chasse if I'm feeling confident. But no, I don't slide. Here's what I don't like about sliding into girls' DMs, okay? When a guy slides into a girl's DMs, that's the equivalent of just walking into her living room in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing?"
Okay, yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so invasive. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, or
Now here's another thing though,
Yeah.
and I'd actually like a girl's perspective on this. Sometimes professional thing.
Sure.
But they think I'm sliding, but I'm not. So I have to say, like, I feel obligated to say, by the way, I'm not sliding into DMs here.
But now I'm offended.
What's that?
So then I would be offended. Like if someone was like, by the way, I'm not trying to hit on you.
You would be offended.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just leave it out in the open.
Well, okay. So, like, perfect example. I can't believe we're getting into this right now, but, like, we're all so fucked, man. Like, with, like, how, like, social media, like, there's so many different ways to, like, reach out to people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the saying, have you ever said to someone, like, if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out?
Sure. I do that in emails all the time.
Yeah. I think you should hesitate. I think we should all be hesitating. Who reaches out with reckless abandon these days?
I mean, how old are you?
37.
I'm 28.
Okay.
I feel like I've definitely reached out with reckless abandon a lot.
Okay. Well, no, I see because I'm a caller. So
That's
what
the
generation
worst.
are you?
I'm millennial.
You're
You are too, right?
millennial. Yeah. So,
But you're an elder millennial.
yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm an elder.
Like I don't trust you to convert a Word document into a PDF.
Yes, I could do that. And I do real estate, so I do know how to merge PDFs. This episode is brought to you by ilovepdf.com. It's a free. You know that one?
Yeah.
Merge PDFs for free. I think that's the main difference between perhaps like the younger millennials and the older millennials, and then of course like Gen Z, whatever the fuck they've got going on now.
Yeah, I don't know what they're...
I don't think older millennials are good at the sliding. I want to get back to this sliding. I think there's so much we could talk about.
I like a picture from like years ago.
What's that?
I will like a picture from like years ago. I'll just like scroll all the way down to like 2015 and I'll like that picture.
That's good.
Yeah. So they know that I'm really trying to get to know them.
And so you mentioned to me, and you said it's okay to talk about that,
Yeah.
that you are polyamorous.
I am.
Okay, which means that you are open to having multiple partners. What do you think? Is there a stigma about polyamory, and how do you like to break down that stigma?
I've dated a lot of, and it's mostly with men that have a problem with it. I try to tell people up front, and immediately they're like, yeah, I'm good, which is an interesting way to say, let's break up, but I don't know how to break the stigma of dating someone who's monogamous, so...
You are.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind that you're, or they don't mind that you're...
It's only women for him.
Okay.
So, I feel like men have been grown in society to think more about women as property.
Absolutely. Okay.
And so, that's why men have more of a problem with it. But I think, like, trying to explain that it's coming more from, like, a love standpoint than it is just, like, I think people think polyamory just means, like, I'm having sex with everybody. And no, it really means I can have genuine connections with multiple people at the same time. And I think once we make it more about that than it is about the sex, then maybe it'll be less stigmatized. But I feel like it is. A lot of comics are talking about it now. And what's the difference between polyamory and just being open? It's very similar.
Yeah, I mean,
Or like ethically non-monogamous. It's all the same shit.
I can only speak for myself. I don't really understand the stigma associated with polyamory. I happen to think that the idea, what's been embedded into our kind of like the social consciousness of we've been entrenched in this idea that like, you know, the relationship, normative relationship standards of you have to be married to one person and for the rest of your life has never seemed normal to me.
It just seems unrealistic and unhealthy to make one person be the like one place you get everything from.
Right.
I mean, you have to like diversify your fulfillment amongst people. You can't just make one person your therapist, your lover, your best friend. You're gonna get tired of them, I think. And also like they have their own shit to do. Yeah. They're individuals. You gotta give them space. And you can still love from afar. You don't have to always be on top of each other.
So I'm heterosexual, but
Really?
just
That's
be
very
like, and I'll just start talking like this, and people are so upset right now that I'm making, but I don't give a fuck. No,
You're an actor.
Sometimes like Rory Lutz, who's on our show here, we produce together a lot. Like he sees a lot of my stand-up, and he'll take a picture of me on stage, and I'll just be standing in like dancer's pose, and I'm like, man, I'm a very feminine guy. Like I'm not a very masculine guy.
Did you think going bald was gonna make you look straighter?
I was hoping. I was hoping for anything. But look, I grew up in the West Village, okay?
Oh, okay.
My parents started taking me to see musicals when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
I went to theaters college. I went to college for theater.
It sounds like they were conditioning you to be gay.
Yeah, it's like, and this is something that happens. A lot of gay guys try to flip me.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because I did this. You see what I just did? They think it's like, oh, he's right there. He's right there.
Has anyone gotten close?
Timothy Chalamet gets close every time I watch him. Let me put this way. Way more guys have tried to get with me than girls. I'm on an uphill battle with girls.
I'm bisexual. Way more guys, obviously, for me than it is for girls. Like girls, I have to try harder. Like I can't slide into girls' DMs. Like I have to happily meet them in public. Like guys, it's easier. Like you could just breathe, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to go out sometimes?" Like you have to impress a woman. It's hard.
No, I mean, look, I wasn't even planning to talk about all of this today, but I feel so safe with you, Kat. I've never said this publicly, but I'm demisexual.
Okay.
So when I say that to girls, they think I'm lying. They think
That
means
sounds
I have to have a
connection,
strong
right?
emotional connection. It's genuine. It's who I am. It's really who I am. And like when I say it, they think I'm lying. They think I'm just saying that because I'm just trying to get with them, and that's like
because you think that they want to hear.
Want to hear that? Yeah. But truthfully, I could go 4 years without sex, and I'm fine.
I wonder if it's like some reverse psychology thing. Like I think if a dude said that to me, I'd be like, how do I like change the system here? Like that implies that we need like a couple more dates and to talk more, right?
Yeah.
That sounds exhausting. So I feel like reverse psychology, like a girl would be like, oh my god, like let's have sex now. And
Right. Well, that's what I think they're thinking. So you're right. It's this big like mind fuck of like, but look, at the end of the day, you just have to be honest with who you are.
Yeah.
You hope that people receive that the right way.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with who I am now.
Good.
It took me a long time.
What age did you get comfortable?
Honestly, it was during the pandemic for me.
Sure.
Because I had all
That
this
was
time.
the most uncomfortable time in my life.
Yeah. Well, it was very uncomfortable. But then I started therapy.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, I did too during the pandemic.
I had no choice. I was like, fuck this. I need therapy.
You know, like they say, like if you were in like solitary confinement, you'd go crazy. Like quarantine kind of felt like that. Like you have to like look at yourself all the time.
Totally. But I used to be someone who really gave a shit, like cared so much about how people viewed.
Sure.
But now I don't anymore.
Okay, that's a milestone as a performer.
Yes.
To like let go of that part.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, but then like I'll probably watch this episode. I'll be like, oh god, I sound like such a douchebag. But it's okay. It's not about me. It's about you. I want to talk more about your comedy.
Come back, yeah.
So who would you say is your biggest influence in comedy?
I've loved Mulaney. Or I still love Mulaney. I haven't seen his new special.
It's great.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just like the observational humor, being able to pick up on things that we always think about but we never put into words. I think is something that I would like to try to strive to get to. But that takes a certain type of thought process. You have to always be writing. I loved Dave Chappelle growing up. I watched the Chappelle Show with my dad. It was like it was such an interesting thing to watch with my dad because I was like 8. So I didn't really understand a lot of the concepts, but I knew it made my dad laugh, and I loved seeing my dad laugh. So I was like, okay, cool, like, how do I do that? And Chappelle is just really funny too. love Ashley Gavin, like in terms of like New York comics. She's great. And doing and hosting and stuff, you see a bunch of like local comedians that just are like gold mines. And it just, so there you go.
You get to meet a lot of comics around the city, and are there comics that you see sometimes where you're just like, why are you not like completely world famous like that good?
That's why one of the missions of Not a Bringer is that our headliners are people we think should be headliners but aren't getting headlining like spots. So we're always looking for someone that we think could be headliners.
That's great. Kat, where can we find you on social media, everything else?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Whose Mans Is This? It's not grammatically correct. WHOSMANSTHIS. Do you know what that means?
No.
You grew up in this, so it's like when someone's doing something outlandish.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whose mans is this?
Yeah.
So I've had that since 2012, and people have tried to like buy it off of me.
For how much?
I never asked because
Because why would you get rid of that?
I mean, no, but it's also not grammatically correct. But I feel like if I put the E in there, it ruins it.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So you could just find me on there. I'm on Twitter too, but I don't use it. We're not gonna plug that.
We'll put the handles on the YouTube, and this was a delight. Thank you so much for whispering with us.
Also, follow Not a Bringer and Puff Puff Laughs, the 2 shows that I'm producing. Okay.
Kat Soriano, a hilarious comedian. Look out for her hosting, performing all over New York City. Kat, thanks for whispering with us today.
Wait, why are we whispering? Why did we have to whisper the entire time?
That's a good question. I will. Can we just? We're gonna get to that at some point. But thank you so much for